Chapter 2. Daryl's T-shirt of the day. When I'm good, I'm really good. When I'm bad, I'm better. As omens went, finding himself bound to a chair, fully clothed, didn't bode well. Not that Daryl had anything against bondage. It should be noted that were he naked and with a lady friend, he would totally be up for it. Alas, he wasn't being prepped for an erotic experience by a hottie in a latex suit. So, if I'm not tied up for sex, then why am I a prisoner? There was a light somewhere behind him, probably a lamp, given it didn't come from overhead. It provided enough illumination to see his odd situation. He was seated in a straight-back, metal-framed chair with a plastic bucket to cradle his large frame, the kind of chair most often seen in cafeterias, and, judging by the wobble when he swished his hips, not too solid. That's method number 1 to escape. 2 was snapping the tape that bound him to the chair. A simple twist of his large upper body should do it. On to the third item. What of his hands? Those were, surprisingly enough, taped in front of him. By who? Fucking amateurs? Don't they know how dangerous I am? Who the hell secured a deadly predator with their hands in their lap? It wasn't conceit to think of himself as perilous, just fact. Daryl tested the tape binding his wrists together, only a few strips thick. Too easy. Yet he didn't break it right away. Never act too hasty, not if he wanted the element of surprise and more information. But he almost forgot his own rule when he noted the duct tape was patterned with ducks? What the heck? He peered down and, sure enough, more of the happy yellow rubber duckies swam across his chest on the tape layered there. Duck. His feline did so enjoy a well-roasted one. Apart from feeling a little peckish, Daryl was wondering if this was a joke. After all, this was the least intimidating abduction he'd ever heard of. When he recounted this story to his buds, he'd have to make sure he changed the ducks to sharks because at least they had big teeth. Or maybe he'd tell them he broke out of chains. Yeah, big silver chains. That would impress his friends. The dim light barely illuminated the place. Probably a good thing given he was pretty sure the pink carpet, worn smooth in spots, was a relic from the 90s, while the television, in its hulking plastic case, should have collapsed the dresser. A classy motel, probably on the side of the highway somewhere, used as a quick pit stop by truckers and those looking for a place to wash and rest on a journey to somewhere. But how did I get here? That was the question, because last he recalled, he was chatting with that lovely cocoa-skinned woman, and he meant woman, with curves that filled his palms, luscious lips that would look perfect about waist height, and dark curly hair that spilled over her shoulders. Hair that I wanted to pull, which was why I asked her if she wanted to go somewhere quieter. To his surprise, she'd readily agreed, and they'd gone outside, whereupon she fucking stabbed him with a needle. So wasn't it any wonder when she walked in, not even 2 seconds after his recollection, he blurted out, "You're the bitch that drugged me." And despite what she'd done, he still found her freaking hot, even if she did have a gun pointed at his face. "There's no need for nasty names," says the woman who drugged and kidnapped me. "This is your fault. You left me no choice." "No choice but to accost me?" How dare she attack him with her lips and sensual nature? "What else could I do? You shouldn't have tried to get me drunk and force me to make out with you." Forced? The pliant lips beneath his and the hot pants were anything but. "You could have said no." "That's the problem. I couldn't, which is totally your fault and why I had to abduct you." The logic went right over his head.